In this video, I started out with $0, a lawnmower, and a truck, and now I have the challenge of building a profitable landscaping business from scratch. But there's a twist. I only have a year to do it. This is season 2, so will I make it big or will I go broke? Stay tuned to find out. And if you guys enjoy content like this and you want to see more, be sure to subscribe and drop on a like helps too. Anyway, let's go build a business. It's another day, another dollar, back out here trying to build a landscaping business from $0 in a truck. The bank account's high at $80,000, but we're trying to get it even higher. Now, two things. I have made some decisions. The first one being I am putting this property up for sale. I'm hoping after all the real estate fees and taxes and whatnot, we profit about $150,000 from a sale like this. So I don't know how fast this is going to sell. I'm hoping not too fast because I would not have anywhere to live if it did sell really fast. So that wouldn't be ideal. And then our other property over there that I've been working on, I'm going to be taking out a $100,000 loan to build the house on that property. Now, you might think that's dumb because we already have an $80,000 loan out on the property itself. However, once this place sells, we should be able to pay off most of it. Not all of it, but most of it. Anyways, we've got 2 jobs for today before we can get back to working on the property there. The first one being a quick little mowing job that shouldn't take too long. And then the other one, we got to go fix a road to a cabin. All right, this is the spot. We already did some work out here the other day. Today, we're just mowing it. It shouldn't take very long at all. Although, not too happy about having to take the Turo out on an older property like this. You never know what could be in the tall grass. But I'm hoping it's nothing too bad, because that would suck if I broke this thing. Anyways, on the topic of the loan, I did already get pre-approval from the bank, so we're good there. All we've got to do before getting to build the actual house is pretty much smooth out the land and get it ready to pour a foundation. So, not a whole bunch of work. But customer jobs always come first, obviously. We are not going to be charging this guy a whole bunch because he already got us to do a bunch of work for him and paid us very well. So I'm not too worried about making a ton of money off this. Now, check this out. I can fold up the wings just a little bit so it kind of follows the line of this ditch, which is really nice, actually. Makes mowing a lot easier. If I can get the wing height right, it's a little tricky at times. This guy just wants a bit of the yard cleaned up here, so we're not going to be here very long at all. Well, the owner just stopped by here and said he's happy with what we've done so far, and we don't need to do anything else. So the amount of work we did, I don't even think I'm going to charge him. There's not really a point in it. I did ask him if he wanted the driveway done and everything, and he was like, nope, this is good. I'm like, all right, fair enough. So we're loading up and getting the heck out of here. I'm sure he'll have way more work for us in the future, so I'm not even worried about getting paid for this job. Yeah, this is one of the reasons I'm going to be selling this compound is because there is just not enough room here. If I had all the equipment here, this place would be packed. So with that being said, I don't feel too bad about selling this place. Anyways, I gotta go grab the dozer because we're gonna need it for the next job we're going to. I think all we're doing is just fixing a driveway, so we shouldn't even need the skid steer. As far as I know, we don't even have to bring in material either. Let's see, do we got enough fuel? Yeah, we should for now. All right, strap down, let's go. I eventually do want to bring the mower here, though, and try clean up all of this. This whole place needs to be mowed. Well, I think this is it. That's what the GPS says anyway. Oh, yeah, they weren't kidding. This road is rough. Yeah, look at this. Look at the old GMC bouncing through here. Man, this is ridiculous. The trailer's just going crazy back there. We got a bridge. This is sweet. Ooh, that's a big hole. Yeah, that definitely needs to be fixed. Where's this cabin they're talking about? Oh, yeah, that's a cabin, all right. What the heck? Well, from what they told me, they said I wouldn't have to bring in any material, but this is looking like I might have to bring in some material here. I mean, I can try my best, but dang, I'm going to call the owners. Well, I just got off the phone with the owners here, and I guess they want me to do more yet. So not only do they want me to fix the road, they want me to chop down this tree and flatten out a spot for a garage. And then they said they want the tree pushed off to the side so they can cut it up for firewood. And I don't have a problem doing that, of course, for an extra cost. But what I do have a problem with is them wanting me to fix this road without any extra material. So I'm going to try my best. I don't know. I should have probably brought the skid steer for this, but I guess we're going to try with the dozer, see what we can do. I told them if they don't want me to use material, I'm not going to be able to get it perfect. So they better be happy with what they're going to get. I mean, I guess we're just going to have to start right here and just go. I just really don't think this is going to do enough to the road to really smooth it out. Like the next rainfall they drive through down here, it's going to be all rutted up again, especially this big hole. Like I legitimately need some material to fill this. I can try to pull some material from the sides of the road, but that's only going to do so much. All right, so I'm piling up a good amount of material here so I can try kind of flatten out this spot by the bridge. I don't know, it's not going to be perfect, but I think this should work. I get the fact they don't want to bring in a bunch of gravel for a road to a cabin, but you at least got to bring in some dirt or something like clay or something to fill in that hole, or else it's just gonna open right back up again. I'll try to bring some of this material back to the middle of the road. Well, I think that's about as good as we're getting. There's just not much else I can do. That's pretty good. We'll take it. Yeah, at this point, I'm just trying to pull material from the edge of the road just to kind of smooth everything out. It's gonna make the road a little bit wider, but is what it is. The one really big thing I can't fix here is this massive divot at the start of the road. Unless they want to put in a culvert here, because this is kind of a drainage ditch, I can't do too much. Well, it's looking slightly better. I won't say it's looking the greatest, but slightly better. Well, I'm gonna say that's about as good as it's gonna get. Road's smoother than it was before. I took off some of the material from the edges of the road to kind of fix some of the bigger holes. Widened up the road a bit, because it was pretty narrow. I guess I might have a little bit more work I can do here. Yeah, they're gonna have to call me back in about a month, because that hole is just gonna get ridiculously big again. Then they're gonna be dealing with that. The only way to fill that is to actually bring in some rock. Okay, so with the driveway taken care of, I've got this tree to fall somewhere. Probably that way, because that's the most open. There we go. Timber. Perfect. I'm not chopping this thing up. I am just moving it out of the way. That's the most I'm doing. So all we're doing here is just smoothing this out so they can put a garage down. They must have just destroyed that road, bringing in all the materials for this cabin. Because, man, that was awful. Okay, this should do it. Well, I just sent them off the invoice. They're going to come and look at everything. I already explained to them if they don't want to bring in rock, I can't fix it properly. So in a month, it's going to just be a completely destroyed road again, but that's on them. That's their choice. And I mean, if you're not going to bring in rock, at the very least, could bring in some clay, but it is smoother than it was. Anyways, with that now finished, I can get on to doing some other stuff. Okay, so before we get to getting this house built, I have got to flatten this area right out, bring it all right down to dirt here. It shouldn't take too long, but it is going to be a process. So first things first here, I got to move all this equipment out of the way. Good old John Deere excavator and the skid steer and all of its attachments. With those out of the way now, I should be able to get to work with the dozer. I just kind of got to map out how big of an area I'm going to take here and try to flatten out. I think probably from where this fence post starts over that way. I'm actually going to curve this a bit. The fence starts back over there on that side. I just kind of wanted to get where we got all the trees out of. So I'm currently trying to landscape the edge of this river here, and I'm also trying not to go into it, which is a little bit difficult. These dozers have a tendency to slip. I'm trying not to do that. To be fair, it would make for a wicked insurance claim. We're gonna end up replanting all this grass once this is all done, but for now, we're just taking it all down to bare soil. Trying to smooth it all out at the same time as well. I do have the Harley rake, which could work for this, but it's not gonna smooth everything out as well. So I think the dozer's a slightly better option for this particular scenario. The Harley rake should work great on the driveway though. So as it turns out, I missed some stumps and some tree limbs. So I'm gonna have to try and figure out how to get rid of those. I guess I do have the mulcher. Yeah, that's right. I'll be fine. For the time being, I just got to go around them. I am cleaning up the last little bit with the dozer, and that is pretty much it besides the stumps. I still got a lot of stumps to deal with. I don't know how I missed them, but must have been the taller grass. Anyways, this is looking a heck of a lot better. This looks like a real sizable pad now. Now, obviously, the house isn't going to take up the entirety of this. And if, and I mean a real big if, I have the money, I would like to build a shop out here. That's also if I sell that place over there. So there's a lot of ifs at the moment, but the first thing is, of course, going to be getting the house built. We also got to try not to run out of money in the process. Yeah, Ultra doing work. I love this thing. Makes jobs like this so much easier. After I get rid of the stumps, though, I'm going to have to come back over here with the dozer, kind of clean up the area a little bit more. Well, I think that's about all we can do here for now. Got the whole area cleaned up. It's pretty much just time to start building. Anyways, for the time being, I am running this John Deere back to the house because it needs a wash in the worst way. This thing is absolutely filthy. But I guess the next time you guys see this place, there'll probably be a house here. Well, boys, it has been an entire month and a bit, almost a month and a half, but the house is finished. Well, I should say barn dominium. Now, lucky for me, houses in Farm Sim take a lot less time to build than in real life, so we got this done pretty quick. Now, you might be wondering, well, Austin, why is your money still the same? Well, it costed us $100,000 to build the house, and we got the entirety of that from the bank. So we now owe the bank $180,000. So not ideal, but we do now have an entire piece of property with a very, very nice house. Mind you, though, no driveway yet. That's probably something we should get on. But check this out. Dang, did it ever turn out cool. So I think we picked the perfect spot. It's right next to the river. I gotta show you guys inside this house because this is really cool. Open up the doors. You got a big old living room, big table, big old kitchen, sweet TV, fireplace. Come back here, you got a shop. Now, this would not be anything near what we'd need to run the landscaping company out of. So if we want to move here, we're going to have to build another shop. And unfortunately, my property hasn't sold just yet, but I guess that's kind of fortunate because, well, we don't have a shop to store everything just yet, but we're getting there. Anyways, coming in here, you got a bedroom. Over here, you got a bathroom. And over here, you got another bedroom. So this is a lot bigger than the old house. There's also a loft up here. Nothing much up there right now. But coming out onto the back deck here, got a really nice covered area, chairs, barbecue, and it overlooks the river. So if we ever sell this place, we have like the ideal location. Now, obviously, a lot of this has to be kind of landscaped just a little bit more. Grass put down, all that good stuff. I would like to put a dock in here of some sort. Maybe something that doesn't go right into the water, but something that kind of overlooks this and you could like cast a fishing pull off of or something. And then we built the house this way so you could just have a driveway that curves around that way and kind of goes out that way. I think if we put a shop up, we're going to put it kind of in this corner because we still have obviously lots of space over here. Now, a lot of people did suggest that I should kind of subdivide this property up. I can't do that, unfortunately. The county did not approve that, so we're kind of stuck how we are right now. But nevertheless, I think we'll be able to turn this place into the ideal location. It's just going to take a little more work. But if you guys have any suggestions for the property, put them down in the comments. I've been putting off all the jobs we've been getting in the last month to finish this place. So we have a ton of jobs lined up ahead of us that should make us some decent money. Anyways, hope y'all enjoyed. Subscribe and goodbye.